Hillary Clinton says Uncle Sam could take a chunk of your paycheck if you don't buy into her health care plan. Could it happen? A U.S. company telling its employees which way to vote. Is that un-American today? And still fighting for Hillary Care, admitting that your paycheck could be docked if you choose not to get health insurance. A smart move for workers and our economy? Well, hello, everyone. I'm Cherry Keenan. Welcome to Cashin' In. Let's get the stock smarts. Our Cashin' In crew this week, the gang's all here. Wayne Rogers, Jonathan Honig, Dagan McDowell, and Jonas Max Ferris. We're also joined by Democratic strategist Tanya Acker. And welcome, everyone. Well, Senator Hillary Clinton saying that her plan for universal health care could entail a garnishment of wages if people refuse to get insured. Now, Jonathan, the senator had to have her arm twisted many times to make this admission, but bad idea?
Yeah, I mean, Terry, socialism is all about force. And when Hillary Clinton talks about forcing people to get health care, that's what it really is. She says I'm giving you affordable health care. She's forcing them to participate in the system, forcing them to pay for it, and in this case, coming to their workplace and shaking them down for the money if they don't. To me, that's a very bad idea, both economically and practically as well.
Well, practically, Tanya, some people say this shifted a lot of voters in favor of Barack Obama over the last couple of weeks.
Well, the premise behind Senator Clinton's health care plan is, one, there are about 47 million Americans without health insurance, and about 75% of our health care costs go to pay for people with chronic illnesses. So our premiums, the people who do have insurance, our premiums are about $900 higher than they would be if everybody was insured. So Hillary Clinton's plan is meant to ensure that everybody has to have some type of coverage, so that the rest of us aren't paying those health care costs.
Wayne,
and like any government-mandated plan, be it payment of child support or payment of taxes, garnishment of wages is one remedy that the government employs to make sure that people comply.
Well, Wayne, you know, I mean, actually, I think that might be the beauty in this, and in her admission that she would take your wages, because like any tax, this would be a tax. If you don't pay your taxes, take the wages.
It's not a tax. No, there's a difference between garnishing wages and taxing. A total difference. One is saying I'm making a levy on your wages. I'm going to take them whether you like it or not. The other one is a tax thing. By the way, you know, we pay our taxes in this country voluntarily. If you don't pay your taxes over some period of time, you can have an argument with the IRS. This is where somebody's just going to grab.
And they can garnish
somebody's
your
just going to grab. Yeah, somebody's going to grab your money and just take it. It's outrageous. And in fact, it's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. She is not only. No, I'm serious. It's terrible. It's like somebody saying, okay, hey, I got a better idea. Let's just reach in your pocket and take your wallet. I mean, it's crazy.
But Wayne,
this is not. Jonathan's wrong about one thing. This is not socialism. This is totalitarianism.
Okay, even worse. Okay,
give her some credit. At least she admits it. How is she going to pay for it? And the point being is her plan doesn't work if you have people who can essentially be out there without health insurance, aren't forced to pay for it, because they ultimately will drive up the cost of health care. Because they break their arm, they're still going to go to the emergency room, and we wind up paying for it, which is what's happening today.
This might be the smartest thing Hillary Clinton.
Hello. Go ahead, Jonas.
Hillary Clinton's been talking about health care for 20-some years and saying pretty dumb things about it. This is actually one of the smartest things she said, because this addresses the issue, which is everybody has to have insurance. It's kind of like car insurance, which you have to have it. If somebody doesn't have it, and then they hit me, I'm really going to get burdened with it. My insurance is going to come in. So to force it, and this is really the Mitt Romney plan in Massachusetts, makes sense. Let's make everybody get health insurance so they don't tax other people indirectly, which is what the current system is.
And, you know, Jonathan, what the Clinton folks would say is 20% of families earning over $75,000 choose not to have health insurance, and it costs all of us.
Well, it shouldn't cost all of us, Terry. I mean, if people have the choice to get health insurance that they want and you know, pay for whatever service they want.
But Jonathan, if you don't have health insurance and you get hurt, I have to pay for it. That's not fair.
Well, I don't think you should, Jonas. I think that my health care should be my responsibility. And what Tanya and Hillary believe...
Ultimately, we wind up paying for it because you don't have insurance, theoretically, and
we do have to pay for it, Dagan. I shouldn't have to pay for it. And what Tanya is saying is that if somebody needs it...
When you go to the emergency room,
the emergency room has to take you because of regulations.
And I pay for it.
If you allow
I pay for it.
You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to. Nor should I have to pay for your ACT or your respirator or your insulin or anything else. People should be responsible for their own health care, and the government shouldn't be in it one iota.
You're not listening. It drives up the cost of health care for everybody. everybody. That's how we get burdened with the cost, people who are insured.
Yet, you know, Tanya, the senator must have felt that this wasn't such a palatable issue to run on because she did not want to answer the question. She's been asked it dozens of times.
Well, look, I mean, presenting it in this way where you suggest, oh, in response to her totalitarian regime, she's going to have to garnish wages, makes it hyper-emotional and really just makes it far more an incendiary issue than it is. The fact is that just like any plan, anything that's mandated by the government, and we can disagree about the reason for the mandate. I happen to think that if everybody doesn't have health care, then those of us who do have insurance are going to end up covering the costs of people that don't. But putting that aside, anytime the government mandates you do something, be it payment of taxes or payment of child support, and you don't comply, they do come back after you and they can garnish your wages. So if you don't pay taxes, ultimately, and you lose that or you're challenged with the government
Wayne,
will come back and garnish your wages.
But Wayne,
garnishment is nothing novel.
Wayne, though, as we get into the nitty-gritty of this plan, is this going to be an issue that Hillary can win on?
I don't think she can win on it, no. And Obama's plan, if you're going to talk about Democrats, Obama's plan is a much better plan. Obama is saying everybody should at least you have an option under that plan. And her plan is an insane plan. And any time, by the way, once they start doing that, the next thing they're going to say is, okay, you got to have this, or you got to have that, or you got to get a haircut, so we're going to garnish you your wages for that, or you got to wear these kind of clothes, we're going to garnish you your wages for that. I mean, it's just, and when you say it's an incendiary issue, she made it an incendiary issue. We didn't, you know. She's the one who's doing it.
She decided to run on it, and she'll live or die by it. We will see. Okay, thanks for telling us how you feel, Wayne.
I'd like to raise the issue of health care. It was last June, Senator Clinton. It was a PBS forum at Howard University where you said if HIV/AIDS was the leading cause of death among white women, ages 25 to 34, there would be a national outcry. Obviously, you're calling attention to the specific need for African American women and their health concerns. Why is it that African American women would be better off in your health care program?
Well, first of all, my health care program will cover everyone. I don't leave anybody out. It is a universal system. It will build on the congressional plan that provides health care for members of Congress, their staffs, government employees. And therefore, it is not a new system. It is not government run. It has the advantage of being proven so that we can withstand what will be obviously the attacks coming from the Republicans and the right and the drug companies and the health insurance companies. It also will give comprehensive health care to everyone. It's especially important we do that with chronic diseases, and thankfully HIV/AIDS has become a chronic disease. We're able to keep people alive in the United States. We don't do enough around the world, and we don't do enough yet to get the services as quickly as necessary to a lot of our people who are not given the kind of immediate help that they deserve. But we need a universal health care system where we manage chronic diseases, where we get prices down because we can bargain with the drug companies, where we say to the health insurance companies that they must cover everyone, they have to do it at an affordable rate, and for people who might have some financial challenges, I am proposing health care tax credits that will make health care for everyone affordable. And I think that that is the right way to go, because if we don't have everybody in the system, we know what will happen. We will begin to have more and more people who are uninsured. The health insurance companies will continue to cherry pick. The hidden tax that comes when someone does finally show up at the emergency room will be passed on to everyone else. So I am adamantly in favor of universal health care, and that means everybody is covered. And we will have a system to make it affordable, but it will be required as part of shared responsibility under a new way of making sure that we don't leave anybody out and provide quality, affordable health care for everyone.
I believe with all my heart that it is a moral right for people to have quality, affordable health care.
Let's start with health care, because this is a critical issue affecting millions and millions of Americans. And Jean, you have a question on that.
Well, you all both mentioned that health care is a priority for your party, but the truth is that most Democrats really do want full coverage, everybody covered. Now, Senator Obama, this is a question for you. Yeah. Under your plan, which is voluntary, it creates incentives for people to buy, but still is voluntary. There would be about 15 million people who would still not be covered. Now, why is your plan superior to hers?